Don't judge a book by its cover, they say. But in the world of glass-walled offices and sharp suits, judgment is swift and merciless. This is the story of Shubo, a young man who learned that the hardest way and then taught everyone a lesson they would never forget. It all started on a deceptively ordinary Monday morning. Shubo walked into the gleaming lobby of a massive corporation. He wasn't wearing a tailored suit or carrying a leather briefcase. Instead, he wore simple, almost worn-out clothes, stark contrast to the polished employees rushing past him. To them, he was invisible, or worse, just part of the background. They saw his humble attire and immediately labeled him, "Must be the new janitor." One person whispered to another, a smirk playing on their lips. Little did they know, this janitor was the sole heir to the entire company, sent by his father to understand the heart of the business before taking over. As Shubo stood near the entrance, observing the morning rush, a sharp voice cut through the air. "Hey you! What are you doing just standing there? The floors won't clean themselves." It was Sananda, the assistant manager, her face a mask of disdain. She marched up to him, looking him up and down as if he were a piece of dirt on her expensive shoes. "You think this is a lounge? This is a place of business. Look at you. Did you even bother to look in a mirror this morning? Now grab a mop and get to work. We have important clients coming in." Her voice was loud, her words dripping with scorn, ensuring everyone within earshot could hear her public humiliation. Laughter rippled through the lobby. A few employees openly pointed and jeered. "Looks like someone's having a rough first day," one snickered. Shubo felt a sting of embarrassment, but he quickly suppressed it. His father had warned him this might happen. People reveal their true selves when they think no one important is watching, he had said. Shubo remained calm, his expression unreadable. He simply nodded, picked up his bag, and walked towards the maintenance area. Each laugh, each insulting glance was a data point in his secret test. He was here to see who was truly valuable to the company, and it clearly wasn't just about job titles. The office was a social jungle, and Shubo quickly learned the rules. The higher-ups demanded respect, but rarely gave it, especially to the support staff. While the executives lived in a world of deadlines and profit margins, the cleaners and maintenance crew lived in the shadows. their hard work often going unnoticed and unappreciated. It was in these shadows that Shubo found an unexpected friend. His name was Firoz, an elderly cleaner with kind eyes and a back bent from years of hard labor. He had been with the company for over 2 decades, yet most employees didn't even know his name. One afternoon, Shubo was quietly eating his simple lunch in a deserted corridor when Firoz approached him. Instead of ignoring him like everyone else, Firoz offered him a piece of his own homemade flatbread. "You look like you could use some more," he said with a warm smile. "This job is tough, but a full stomach makes it a little easier." They started talking, and Firoz shared stories of his life, his struggles, and his unwavering belief in honest work. "They can look down on us," son Firoz told Shubo, his voice gentle but firm. "But they can't take away our dignity. True respect doesn't come from a fancy title or expensive clothes. It comes from being a good, sincere person." Those words resonated deeply with Shubo Firoz. Despite being mistreated and overlooked for years, was richer in character than anyone in the executive suites. Then the crisis hit. A significant amount of money went missing from the Employee Cooperative Funder Fund everyone contributed to for emergencies. Panic and suspicion spread like wildfire. Sananda, eager to find a scapegoat and assert her authority, immediately pointed the finger at the most vulnerable person she could think of. "It has to be Firoz," she announced dramatically in the middle of the office. "I saw him near the cash box yesterday. People like him, they're always desperate." It was a baseless, cruel accusation. Firoz was shocked, his face pale with disbelief. "Ma'am, I would never ... double quotes," he stammered, but his voice was drowned out by the rising murmur of agreement. No one defended him. His years of quiet service meant nothing. He was dragged into the HR office and given a harsh warning. If the money was unreturned by the next day, the police would be called. Shubo watched the entire scene unfold, his heart burning with a quiet rage. He knew Firoz was innocent. He had seen the goodness in the old man's eyes. That night, long after the office had emptied, Shubo slipped into the security room. His father had given him top-level access for a reason. He spent hours combing through the CCTV footage from the previous day, and then he found it. The video clearly showed another employee, one of Sananda's own team members, slyly pocketing the cash when no one was looking. Shubho's fists clenched. The injustice was staggering. He carefully copied the video file onto a secure drive. The secret test was over. Tomorrow, it was time for the results. The next morning, a wave of shock silenced the entire office. A sleek, black luxury car pulled up to the main entrance. The chauffeur opened the door and out stepped Shubho, but this wasn't the Shubho they knew. He was dressed in an impeccably tailored business suit. His hair was styled, and he carried an air of undeniable authority. He walked into the lobby, and the chattering employees fell silent, their jaws dropping. Sananda, who was in the middle of shouting at a junior, froze mid-sentence. Her face went from red to white as she stared at the man she had mocked and humiliated. The janitor was now the very picture of power and wealth. The owner's son had arrived. Later that morning, an emergency all-hands meeting was called. Shubho stood at the front of the conference room, the CEO, his father, standing beside him. The air was thick with tension. Sananda was visibly trembling. "Good morning," Shubho began, his voice calm but commanding. "For the past few weeks, I have been working amongst you, not as an owner, but as an observer. I wanted to understand this company from the ground up." He then turned to the main screen, and I learned some very disturbing things. For instance, how we treat the most honest members of our team. He pressed a button, and the CCTV footage played for everyone to see, exposing the real thief and Firoz's complete innocence. A collective gasp filled the room. Shubho then looked directly at Firoz, who was standing nervously at the back. "Firoz," he said, his voice softening, "your integrity and hard work have not gone unnoticed. Effective immediately, you are promoted to logistics coordinator with a team to manage and a salary that reflects your true value to this company." Tears welled up in Firoz's eyes as the room erupted in stunned applause. Then Shubho's gaze fell on Sananda. "As for you, Sananda," he said, his voice turning firm again, "your arrogance and cruelty have no place in this company's leadership. You are fired." Sananda began to sob, pleading for a second chance. Shubho paused. However, he continued, "I believe in redemption. We are offering you a place in a mandatory professional development program that focuses on empathy and respect. If you complete it successfully, you may reapply for a junior position. Your ego has been your biggest enemy. It's time you learn to conquer it. The story of Shubo's first day as the boss became a legend within the company. It served as a powerful reminder that a person's worth isn't defined by their clothes, their job, or the car they drive. True value lies in character, in honesty, and in the simple humanity we show to one another. So the next time you meet someone, remember to look past the surface, because you never know who you're really talking to. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content that inspires. See you in the next video.